Hey guys, Troy here at Seller.Tools. I hope you're doing great, and I'm excited to share with you the release of the direct integration with Seller.Tools and ManyChat. This has huge implications for each and every Amazon seller. If you're already utilizing ManyChat, messenger bots, more advanced strategies, they have now been made easier, more accessible for each and every Amazon seller. I'm going to share with you just how easy it is to get started. So let's go ahead and dive right in. Now, first things first, you'll want to get access to the Seller.Tools application so you can utilize it right within ManyChat. Where you're going to find that is under apps.manychat.com/Seller.Tools. Now, once there, you're going to click on Install App. It's going to confirm the installation of the app here. Go ahead and click Install. It's going to confirm the page that we want to add it to, our ManyChat account. So I'm going to go ahead and click Install, add this to my test page, and then go to App Settings. Simple and as easy as that. This next step is adding in your API keys. You may already be familiar with this step, but it's very simple and easy to do. My API keys are already carried over for my live API key. You'll see that clarification there, and my test API key. And as those names imply, your live key uses live data. It's ready to go. Test allows you to test some of the data in your flows, in your accounts, to test it before you're ready to go. Now, before I click save, I want to share with you where you can find your API keys in your Seller.Tools account if you haven't had a chance to take a look at this before. Here in your navigation, under API keys, you will find both, again, your live and test API key. Right in the front, you'll see the clarifiers there, again, as the status reflects live and test key. And we can either copy paste or click copy to clipboard, bring those over, add those into their respective fields, and then click save. And that is it. That's all that is needed for these two platforms to communicate with one another. A quick installation of the app, quick carryover of your API keys, and you are good to go. Now, what I want to share with you is by far the most popular step that sellers utilize these types of automations and these types of tools for. Notably, things like order verification, where you can use these for rebate flows, where you want to verify a customer has truly ordered your product, that eligible ASIN. So let's walk through how this looks now with the new app. You can see here, for the example, we've got the message we send to the customer where we're asking them, so we can verify that their purchase, what is your Amazon order ID? It's a 17-digit code, and we're going to wait for that reply from that customer. What we want to do as an action is effectively verify their order. Now, how we do that is go ahead and go under Actions. We're going to click on Add an Action, scroll down to the bottom, and you're going to find Seller.Tools here available now that you've installed the app. Then we're going to click Select Action. And now, instead of external requests, what you may have seen previously, what you may be using now, good news is we're completely backwards compatible. Nothing changes. If you already have awesome, really powerful flows that have been refined, that are optimized, no need to touch them in any way, but you can utilize this function now moving forward. And what we're going to do is select the appropriate action. In this case, verifying orders, we're going to get order status and information. It's going to ask us for a few key pieces of information. First and foremost, whether we want to use our live or test API key. So we're going live or we're testing. I'm going to go ahead and use live. Custom field used to save order ID. So I have a custom field in mine for this. You can use the appropriate custom field as needed. And then all that we need to do is the response mapping. And we can select the fields that we want to store the app data. And this is optional. We don't have to use all of these fields. Now, what this step really entails is we get all this app data when we complete this action. If we get in this case, a valid order. So we can get the buyer name, the buyer email, all this great information from the app. And we can decide what we map over as a response to ManyChat. And we usually use custom fields for this. So I could use, again, so like buyer name as an example, ST buyer full name, use that for app data to map it to ManyChat data. But what I'm really focused on, I'm going to go ahead and remove that, is for order verification, the order status. So I've got a custom field in mind for that, ST order status. Add that custom field, click save, and that is good to go. That action is configured to where once somebody responds to that message with their order ID, the action is completed. Again, this can be done automatically. And then once that's done, we look at the order status and we say, okay, is this order either shipped or pending? So is it either already en route or pending being en route? Go ahead and bring that to that condition to where we're checking the information that we receive through this condition. If it is, great, we're ready to move on to the next step. We can say, thanks for your order. We verified your order. We're ready to move forward. But what I really want you guys to see is just how easy this is through actions. We are getting away from external requests as we used to complete these API calls. And now you can get all relevant data, throw a condition at it to say, okay, now that we have this data, what do we want to do with it? We want to make sure an order is verified, so it's either shipped or pending, and then take the customer to the next step there. You guys are probably pretty excited about how simple this is now to where anybody can get started using even things, again, like order verification. But we want to make sure you even had another leg up with this process, with this rollout of the direct integration. And what I'm going to share with you next is under the on the Seller.Tools rebate automation page. Many of you have already become quite familiar with this, but again, it's Seller.Tools /rebate-automation. This is where you're going to find even more powerful and free resources that, yes, walk you through this process, but free flows already including these functions, these actions configured to where you're ready to go. So if I scroll down this page, I'm going to share with you how you can set up and configure your template. If I scroll down, you're going to see one of the first free templates here where we use pick reward link, where a customer can pick from 100+ different gift card options as part of their rebate. I can take a look at this flow, but what I'm interested in doing is making sure I take full advantage of this free flow, where again, we've done millions, over $1 million a month in rebates. These flows have really been stress tested, refined, optimized, seen a lot of our best practices. So when you click on Get Pick Reward link, it's going to allow you to then import this template. So I can see it here. The 3 steps we need to complete is we can review the flow that we're getting. If we just click there, we can see the flow. Go ahead and click install. The page, I'm going to use the same page I had before as the test page that I'm utilizing. Once I click install, it's then going to bring me over to the finalize step, which you will see here. And this is the really cool part. If I zoom out just a touch, you're going to see that there's only about 10 different pieces of information approximately that you're going to need to take our free flow that has been immensely stress tested to start automating high value activities like rebates. Really simple things. So let's walk through a few of these. So API counter name is it just gives your name a name to the counter that you're going to use. As that name implies, the counter allows you to set a certain number of eligible customers coming into your flow. So if you want to only give away 10 units a day, we want to make sure that we have a counter that's associated with that. And you can just call it, let's say you have your ASIN counter 1. That's all that's needed there. And feel free to refer to the descriptions here. We make sure it's very clear what you're adding. But things again like ASIN, you know this information as well. Max daily giveaways, that will tie into your counter. So your counter is the name. The max daily giveaways is how many giveaways are associated with that counter. The optimized link. So again, you can use Jenny, our free URL generator, to create your optimized link, your keyword-driven link. Your optimized review link. Again, Jenny's a great option there. You can send the generalized link, whatever you would like and whatever you are comfortable with. Your product name. Your review request waiting period, so how long you want to wait until you follow up with that customer for your review, and then the wallet balance minimum. I encourage you to take a look at some of the other resources for our wallet, but the big takeaway here is how easy this is to really get set up. We've installed the app, we've added our API keys, you've seen how easy actions are to configure, and now with our free, immensely powerful flows, you can get started adding in just a few quick less than 10 fields to where you've got advanced strategies at your fingertips. So I'm gonna encourage you to dive in, install the app today. It's totally free. You can get started, and I'm very much looking forward to hearing about your experience and diving in with this direct integration now live.